Good evening, good evening, good evening. Salute to everybody. Today we're going to have a little fun. We're going to have a little fun. Thank you for those that started following me. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, or whatever you need to do. Also, don't forget the avenues where you can get in touch with me. This is Daryl coming to you again. I wanted to talk about date night. Date night. If you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 children, take each and every one of them on their own individual date night. Give them their own time. They will appreciate that. They need your undivided attention, and they love that. The reason I say that is because that's what I used to do when my children were younger. We had what's called date night, and one week it would be this person, next week be the next person, next week be the next person, so on and so forth. But they all got their individual time with their dad, or their dad and mom, excuse me. However it went, they enjoyed that immensely. And they might want to tell you something that they don't want to say in front of their siblings, because you're going to have different relationships with your children. Each relationship is going to be different, This is why I say to single parents, dad or mom, it's tough. It's tough because you have to flip it sometime, whether you're dealing with this child or that child, however it may be. But you just have to flip it and know that they need some individual one-on-one time with that parent, Guys, I told you, reach out to me. All you have to do is reach out to me. I can give you some advice on children. My oldest is 28, Yours might be way younger. I can tell you everything from their age up until 28 and past that, because I was a child at one time. Believe it or not, yeah, I was. But I wanted to talk about date night because it's so important to get that quality time in with your child and have some individual time, and just love on them when you're with them. Love on them when you're with them. When you're in a group setting as a family, love on them. When you one-on-one, love on them. They're going to be like my children, like my family, my siblings. They're going to always feel like they're the special one. And that's what you want them to feel like, You want them to know they have a safe place with their parents, safe place with their mom, safe place with their dad, safe place in their home, or whatever the case may be. Because I can tell you, there's nothing like love. For a child to feel love, it's amazing. It's amazing. The reason I say that is, I know how much my mom loves me and my siblings. And also, I know how much my children love me. Oh my goodness, do I. They make me feel it every day, whether it's through a phone call or a quick text. Dad, Pops, have a good day. I love you. Thank you for sending us that prayer. We have a group chat going sometime, but also I got the individual chat going also. But don't forget, I'm that phone person. I like to talk on the phone. I want to hear the voice, and it's just being open, because you might have an age gap with your children, and with that age gap, what comes is what you can tell one that's younger, or that's older, you can't tell a younger one because they're not mature enough to understand it. What I might tell my 28-year-old, I won't tell my 14-year-old, because either he's not old enough or he's not on that level yet to need to know these type of topics that me and my oldest one are talking about. But it's just good to communicate. Communication is a key. Communication is a key. Marriage. You know, those that are married, communication is everything. Communication will save and make a relationship, a marriage or a relationship last forever. Don't ever let that break down. Don't ever let that break down. Continue to talk. And I'm talking about relationship now with the mom and the spouse and the husband or the boyfriend or whatever the situation may be, across the board. Communication is the key. Also, mom and dad, y'all have to find time for what's called date night. Date night, where y'all get a night in, you know, whether it's once a month, once every 2 weeks, and plan it. Let it be planned. Put it on the calendar. This is when we're going out. And it just becomes routine. It just becomes routine because y'all need y'all's privacy and your own time to talk about grown folks things, you know, that the kids don't need to be a part of. Or talk about the children, but they don't need to be privy to the conversation y'all talking about, you know. So I just wanted to talk to y'all about that tonight because I remember the date nights I had with my daughters was different from the one I had when me and my son go out. I don't call me and his date night. I call that just we hanging out. That just don't sound right. Me and my son date night. But once again, he's grown into a great young man. So on and so forth. As my daughters have grown into great women, and it's what we put in our kids. It's what we put in our kids. I can't tell you how much spending time with your children, putting down your phone, eating dinner together, eating breakfast together, lunch together, whatever it is, doing it together as in unity, you know, because what you do and what you show them, they're going to take to it. They know, okay, at 6 o'clock we eating dinner. They know they need to be at home, you know, or it's a Saturday. You know, a certain time mom, dad is making dinner, making lunch. They're going to be home, you know, and stick to that. It's a routine. That's what it is. And believe it or not, what I found out by working with the youth so much, sounds funny, but they love discipline. They love discipline. I'm not talking about spankings or things like that. I'm talking about consequences if you don't follow the house rules. Those type of things. Because a lot of the young men that I do talk to, what they tell me is they had no discipline at home, so they did what they wanted to do. They ran the street, ran with their buddies, so on and so forth. You know, they told me when they were in the car with a bunch of guys, and how one might have had this with them, or one might have had that with them. Whatever it is that they had, if they got pulled over by the police, they all was in trouble, you know? So you want to tell them when you go out and you out with your friends and you're in a car, know what your friend might have in that car, because I promise you, that's attached to you and it can ruin your life. One ride can ruin your life. Now you're dealing with lawyers. Now you're dealing with possibly getting them out of jail or out of juvie or whatever the case may be. To this day, I'm still teaching my children. They know the rules. They know ugly from pretty. They know the bad side of the street. They know the good side of the street because I taught them both sides so they know what it looks like, you know. One thing I always told my son, if you're walking down the street and I know you can handle yourself and you're a man, but you got to be a smart man because your job is to get home every night. You walking down the street and you see 5 guys standing on the corner. You cross that street and keep it moving. That doesn't make you less of a man or less of a young man, because guess what? You just outnumbered. Those 5 guys might not even be thinking about you. You just don't know. But then again, those 5 guys might be saying, okay, we're going to come up off this young fella. Bottom line, you want to teach them what it looks like on the street and what to avoid, you know. Also, if you pulled over, teach them how to act if a cop's pull them over. Keep their hands still. If they're driving, keep their hands on the wheel. Don't reach for your wallet. Don't reach for your glove compartment. Follow that officer's request. Whatever his request is, follow that. But wait for him to ask you for these things. Reaching for something could end your life. Trust me, I know. Reaching for something could end your life. And you want to be respectful to the officer. You know, I know a lot of young guys that's very, very disrespectful. And I teach them and I talk to them. I say, you know what? Being respectful to your peers, to others, not just to the police, but to everybody, will get you so far in life, because it's all about the attitude. It's all about the attitude and what you bring to the table. You have a great attitude, a great smile, that's going to open up so many doors for you. But if you're disrespectful and people not taking to you, that's going to shut so many doors for you. It's just going to shut them, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. But yeah, teach them everything they need to know. You know, a lot of parents think, oh, well, my kids don't need to know about the street. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because they're walking down the street and they're blind to what's going on around them. I always taught my kids, know what's happening around you. Nowadays, I see in all different neighborhoods, young fellas, young women, walking around with the big headphones on. Matter of fact, got a pair right here. These type. You wear those? What can you hear coming from behind you or the side of you? What can you hear? You can't hear nothing because you listen to your music or you listen to whatever it is you choose to listen to. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. You know, get you a smaller set of headphones so you can have maybe one in your ear and one to the street. You know, those headphones and the small ones, don't even take them to school because you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't even have them allow them to take them to school, because you know what they're going to do in class? Slip one in the ear and listen to something else instead of looking in that book. You know, I always taught my kids, if you got to be in class, if you got to be in school 7-8 hours a day, guess what? You got to give me 120%, because you have to be there. By law, you have to be there. You know? And it's very important about their grades. Stress to them how important it is about their grades, because your grades is going to show or going to dictate your next grade that you go to. Say, for instance, if you're doing bad in your freshman year per se, it's going to be hard to recover, because the type of classes they're going to put you in on your sophomore year is going to be low-level classes. You want to go into AP classes and things of that nature and be part of our rising stars, our future, our rising children. Let's say that, you know. And when I say children, I'm talking all ages. I don't have a set age. I'm talking about anyone under 18, children. But I tell you, starting in 5th grade, 4th grade, maybe even 3rd grade, excuse me. But I just know so many people that are getting caught up in so many different things that aren't right. And I'm trying, people. Trust me, I'm trying. I made mistakes in my life before. I made mistakes as a dad. I made mistakes as a young man. I made mistakes as a teen. I made mistakes as a preteen. Please excuse me. But I learned from those mistakes. It took a situation, actually, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to always speak the truth. It took a situation for me to change my life when I was younger. And when that situation happened to me, I can tell you behind the scenes if you ever want to know. But when that situation happened, the young man I was on Monday, I became who I am today on Tuesday. Because sometimes it takes a light bulb to go off. Our parents might tell us all this stuff, but sometimes we have to experience a situation that make us say, nah, it has to be a better way. It has to be a better way, you know? And my whole goal is just to save our youth and to ease the pain of parents, you know? Because like I told y'all before, I caused my mom some heartache. I definitely caused her some heartache. I was talking to my older brother the other day, and I wanted some information from him. I didn't want to go to my mom and get it. I wanted my oldest brother to tell me. And the question was, what was I missing when I was a child? His answer was, you had no male figure in your life. He was in the Navy. Even though my sisters was in college and this and that, they could do dual roles, a male and a female, you know. They can give me both sides of it because they was older. And they tried, you know, but I never had a steady role model, male figure in my life. Never. And to this day, I'll be honest with you, it comes back to me every now and then. But I turned out to be a good guy. You know, not saying I never did bad things, not saying I never got in trouble, not major trouble, thank God. But yeah, you know, talk to your kids. Please talk to them, you know. If you're not sitting down with dinner with them, round table, talk to them, you know. Make that mandatory. Bring that into their life, you know. And if you're not doing that now, when you start doing that, watch how they conform to it. Please excuse me. They're going to like that. They're going to really enjoy that because they're going to see the unity, and the love they're going to feel because everybody's going to be at the table talking, chopping it up, so on and so forth. One thing you don't want, this is what happens when I take my children out to dinner now. I still say my children because they're going to always be my children, but they grown. One is not. We used to go out to dinner. We still do, but we used to go out a while ago, a couple years ago, and everybody at the table texting or on whatever platform of social media. Now when we go, they know. Don't even pull them phones out because guess what? Y'all could have saved me a whole lot of money. We could have just stayed home and ate hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever the case may be, whatever's on the menu for the night, some chili, whatever. I chose those 3 things to say because I didn't want y'all mouth watering over some beef ribs, some macaroni and cheese, some greens, things of that nature. So I went with the hot dogs and hamburgers, you know. I try to throw a joke in there every now and then because life is so short and we have to have fun. We really have to have fun with this thing they call life because there's no right way or wrong way. We just have to walk the path that's already written. Our life is planned out. It's already written. We just have to follow it. We have to follow the step and the game plan that's put in front of us. We don't know it, but we just have to trust the process. Trust the process, and it'll be right. It'll be right. I saw a mom the other day, and she had 4 children. I like to do this sometimes. She had 4 children. Throw another joke out there. And I saw her loading up her children, getting in the car, and she was taking them to school. Men that aren't with their kids right now or don't have a role in their kids' life, do you know what it's like to get 4 children dressed in the morning? Everybody brush their teeth, make sure they got the lotion on, the deodorant on, their clothes is right. That's a job. That's a job. And then the mother got to go off to work herself or whatever she has to do once she drops them off. Let me tell you something. From 7 a.m., I'm using time, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't know what time the children get going to school, but I saw them in between those hours. That's a lot for somebody to do, for a mother to do, or for a father to do, or for a mother and a father to do. It's just a lot of work, you know? I remember my kids were smaller. My wife, at the time, stayed at home, and I was working. Let me tell you something. Let me get close and tell you something. I will go to work every day if I had to and work 12 hours, 14 hours, instead of staying home and doing what she had to do with the kids all day. Boy, oh boy, is that a job. That's a job. Trust me, that's a job. I seen my wife. I seen what she had to do. I give her kudos. I give her kudos for doing that. And whatever I can do to help prior to going to work, I did that. Whether it was pack lunches the night before or in the morning, whatever I could do to, to help the process of them getting out of the house in the morning, getting to school to lessen her load. That's what I did. And trust me, men, it's the little things. They appreciate that. They appreciate that help. And your kids see you doing that, so they know you're involved. And that's all they want to see, is that their dad is involved or their mother's involved. Because I told you, there's some single dads, there's some dads out there with the children too. It works both ways. I'm not just talking to the single moms. I'm talking to the single dads that's raising their kids and doing a great job, just like the moms are, you know? But it's tough. It's tough out there. You know, it is. It really is. And I know how hard it is raising children. So that's why I salute all the parents on both sides, mom and dad, for doing what they do. You know? But then we have those that get caught up in the system or get themselves in trouble. My job here, talking to you guys, is to inform you with information, inform you with things that I dealt with raising children, associates, friends dealt with raising children. There's stories for days. We can keep going on, and we will, about how difficult it is. And I know so many of you out there can relate to me, can relate to what I'm saying. You know, I can't stress it enough. It's a job. Please excuse me. I don't know where this cough is coming from. Before I got on camera, it wasn't no coughing. That's how it works sometimes. But I would like your comments. I would like you to subscribe to my channel. I would like your input. Real shortly, next week or so, I'll be having some guests come on that want to speak to the people. Like I told you, I'm in a lot of the schools. I go to a lot of the schools and speak sometime. And when I'm in the 7th and 8th grade classes, man, let me tell you, I got some of them young men in them classes looking at me like, I want to catch you in the parking lot after school. That's how they looking at me. Like, after school, I won't catch you in the parking lot. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You ain't ready for that. I know you feel like you are. But I'm here to just enlighten you to life and talk to you about the good and the bad and try to steer you in a positive way. Just being another positive voice in your ear so you know how to make the proper choices. So you know how to make the proper choices. That's all I'm trying to do. I realize I can't save the whole world, but I'm going to touch somebody. Somebody's going to listen. Somebody's going to listen. I assure you that. And learn something from this. I've been through it. I've been through it all. Trust me. And I'm still standing 10 toes to the dirt. That's what I say. 10 toes to the dirt. I'm still standing. Have I buckled before? Yes. I buckled before. Have I been on one knee before? Yes. But they say it ain't how many times you go down, it's how many times you get up. And I got up every time. I got up every time. And I will get up every time if I happen to buckle again. Because we all can succumb to that, you know? Parents, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all what you do. I really do. I appreciate all you do. Because you put in some work. You put in some work. You know, let's think about this. was talking to a coworker today, matter of fact. She told me she had to get her kids ready for school. She had to come to work. Then she was at soccer until 8 o'clock at night. Last night, she'll be at soccer tonight again. And then she'll be at soccer Saturday and Saturday for about 4 hours. You know what the sun is doing out there? It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Makes you irritable. Me and the sun don't get along. You know, everybody say vitamin D, vitamin D. Okay, let me just take a vitamin D pill and be good. You know, as I get older, me and that sun don't agree. You know, but back to the kids. Think about it. Y'all have them involved in all kinds of things, all kinds of after school programs, this, that, or what have you. Parents, stay in touch with your children's guidance counselors. Send them emails. Ask them how your child is doing. Be proactive. Don't wait for them grades to come home. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you wait for the grades to come home, guess what's going to happen? It's too late. You can't correct nothing. That D is a D, and it's going to stay there. That F is a F. It's going to stay there. So know, first quarter, what's going on. And then say, what's the problem? Because some children won't let their parents know. They're not turning in homework assignments. They're not doing group assignments in class. Excuse me. They're not doing the things in school that they should be doing. They're clowning in the class. That's part of your grade. You're being disruptive to the teacher and the whole class. So they're going to knock you for that. And I always tell children, respect your teacher. You know why? Because your teachers have made it already. They chose a life to be a teacher, to teach the younger folks. So they're good in their career. So respect that. You need them. So always be respectful to your teacher, you know? I ain't saying bring an apple to them. You know that saying, parents. Take your teacher an apple. Do this, do that. When it's Teachers Appreciation Week or whatever, y'all want to do something, do that. It's nice. They appreciate it, you know? But the way your son or daughter acts in class, guess what it does? It can change a B to a C immediately. If he ain't doing right or she ain't doing right in class, and that curve is right there, trust me, that's a C. But if she knows you're trying, really, really trying, sincerely, she gonna work with you. Or he's gonna work with you, excuse me. And give you the benefit of the doubt and give you that great, give you that B, you know. But what I always tell children is, don't leave it in the teacher's hands as far as your grades concerned. You know what you need to do. You know what studying you need to do. You know what homework you need to do. And you know the class participation you need to do. If you do all those things and you study for your test that you have coming, even get a study group, whatever you need to do to make it work, guess what? You're going to succeed. You know, I know a lot of children go home, get on their PlayStation, the Xbox, social media, whatever the case may be. You got a test tomorrow. You knew tomorrow's Thursday. Monday, you knew you had a test coming up Thursday on a certain subject. Study Monday night, study Tuesday night, study Wednesday night, and by the time Thursday come, most of it is embedded in your head already. You know it. So you should do good on the test. But what I'm finding out is a lot of kids are doing this. They're not studying at all. They're just on their phones all week. Test Thursday. What grade you gonna get? The grade you're gonna get is the amount of time you put into studying. If you didn't study at all, that's the grade you're gonna get, a D or F. But if you put in that time, seriously put in that time, and you want to succeed, young man and young lady, I'm talking to you. And when you really want to succeed, guess what you do? You study. You study. Because all that social activity with your friends and all this other stuff, that can wait. You can do that after you study. There's plenty of time after you get home. Do your homework, eat your snack, have your dinner. In between your snack and dinner, do some homework, do some studying. After dinner, do some more studying. Because all the children I know, most of them that want to do good, they know they got to put in the work. And guess what? It's easy not to do it. But guess what? If you don't put in the work, the results are going to show in your grades. So you're going to go through high school with the bottom of the level classes. Then you want to go to college. Whoa. The college is going to look at your transcript. You just barely graduated with a 2.0. You just barely graduated with a 2.0. And you want to go to this type of school. I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to happen. That's not going to be an option for you. So set yourself up to succeed. This has to come from within you, young lady, young man, princess, prince. You have to want to do it. You got to want to do it. You got to want to win. I tell a lot of young cats that I talk to, I shouldn't say young cats, young fellas and young ladies that I talk to, you got two choices how you going to eat once you get grown. You got two choices. You're going to eat hot dogs all the time. If you do bad in school, don't go to college to get a degree. Or if you go to college, get a degree, and get a good paying job, get a good career. Now you can have hot dogs when you want to, but also you can have steak and lobster and crabs. But if you just barely making it out of high school, the colleges are limited that you can go to. You still can go on and get your degree. You still can go on and get your degree, but it's going to be difficult. So why put yourself in that situation? You have to put yourself in a situation to win. At all costs, win. That's all you need to do. Put yourself in a winning situation. The other day I was talking to you about when you graduate high school, walking across that stage with your high school diploma and your associates from college, dual enrollment, something I really, really would like y'all to look into. It's not meant for every child. It's not meant for every child. Some children are struggling in school with what they have already, and they can't take on another caseload like that. But for the children that can do it, I highly recommend it. That's coming from me. I seen it. I lived it. The system works. So guess what? Now, after you get out of high school, instead of going to college for 4 years, you go to college for 2 years. Then you have your bachelor's science degree after 2 years, because you already done did two while you was in high school. You're ahead of the game. Your life is going on a great path. You set. You're ahead of everything. But you're only going to get out of it what you put in it. You're only going to get out of it what you put in it. And I ask each and every one of you, youths, give your all no matter what you do. Give your all no matter what you do. You know? Have the right friends. My youngest son the other day, I called him a geek because he was helping me with something on my phone. He said, Dad, I feel offended by that. I said, man, let me tell you something. I wish somebody would call me a geek. It would be an honor to me, because that means the knowledge I have to be able to do the things you do with ease, as far as certain situations with the phones and stuff like that. My phone personally, text, call, email, that's it. And my phone does 1,000 different things. I don't do those things. But I'm just saying, he can go through it and get it done. And then my children can go through it and get it done. So it's an honor to be called that, you know. But I guess the younger generation don't want to be called a geek. You know, they want to be cool and this and that. You can be a cool geek. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Young ladies, I'm talking to the older young ladies now in high school. Stay away, stay away, stay away from the young men. It's not going to sit pretty with a lot of the young men, what I'm saying now. Stay away. You got your whole life ahead of you, huh? One little mistake can change your life. One little mistake can change your life. Stay away. You got time. You got time for that. You got time for that. You know, focus on your school and everything else you got going on. Belong to something. Respect yourself at all times. You're a young princess. And you got to act like that, walk like that, talk like that. And when you carry yourself like that, guess what? You'll get the respect like that. But if you carry yourself the other way, you asking for some attention you really don't want. You don't want that attention. Trust me, you don't want it. You might see your friends getting it or whatever the case may be, and them having a certain amount of fun or whatever the case may be, but it's not healthy fun. There's fun and then not healthy fun. So be careful what you admire or what you see your friends doing that you can't do because of your parents or whatever. You got time. Deal with that stuff. You got time for that. But when you're in high school, focus. Get it done. It's all about the grades. All about the grades. Like me now, my age, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. So I can help my children, my friends, my associates. You know, I like to have several different streams of income coming in so I can be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it, you know. Now, my kids don't need me financially because they all have their own thing going on where they're all financially secure. Thank God. But I still do what I want to do for them when I want to do it. But they don't ask me for nothing. They don't ask me for nothing. But I'm still going to hit them off with a bag every now and then, you know, because I'm the dad. That's just what I do. I take care of mine, you know, and that's what I was trying to say the other day. Let's take care of each other, you know, and let's make things happen. Let's make things happen. You know, it's rough out there. It's rough out there, and it's getting rougher. I want to thank y'all for listening tonight. Please subscribe to my channel. Please make comments. Please do whatever you have to do because I want to get this thing rolling. Please excuse me. Me personally, now what I'm going to do, tell you a little bit about me. So it's my downtime after this. I'm going to do a little Netflix and chill. I got a little bit of paperwork I need to do. I'm going to take care of that. Have dinner. And then that's it. Put my feet up. You know, a lot of people can't put their feet up and relax. Because they got to go take care of this, do that, do this, do that, do that. People at work say to me, I see you working hard. I say back real loud, I don't care who's listening. I don't work hard. I work smart. I work hard 20 years ago. I work smart, but I get the same amount of work done. You're just doing it the smart way. Using less energy, less brain power, and less wear and tear on your body. And that's what it's all about. Doing things the smart way. Children, do me a favor. Listen to your mom and dad. Please listen to your mom and dad. Moms, reach out to me. Pops, reach out to me. I got you. I'm just going to tell you about the experiences that I've been through. I'm going to tell you a lot of them on the front, right here. I'm going to tell you a lot more on behind the scenes. And I want to know if I can do something for you or give you some advice. Don't hesitate to reach out. Don't hesitate, you know. Some of us are so proud to either ask for help or whatever it is, just so proud that they can't ask for help. You know you're having trouble with your son or your daughter or whatever the case may be. How I can tell you about your daughter? You say, I'm a man. How can you tell me about my daughter? Because I raised daughters. Raised 3 of them. I know. I used to do their hair before they went to school and all that other stuff. Didn't look like what their mother did, but I used to braid their hair, so on and so forth, all that, you know. But just know I'm here for y'all. Please subscribe, like, comment. This is Daryl. I'm signing off for the night. I want y'all to have a peaceful evening. Bless all y'all. We'll talk soon. Thank you.